Hello everyone, welcome back to Advanced Shorthand, and we are now in our week 3 lesson. So before we move on, please have with you your modules, also your notebook or your paper that you've been using for our previous lessons, and also your ball pen. And whatever I write here, please write it down there, okay? Para i-continue natin yung paghubog, yung training, yung development ng ating skills in shorthand writing, including me because, I'm not expert in this. I'm not expert at this. Okay, so let's move on. So, in this video, we're going to kung ano yung nandyan sa inyong module, yun yung pag-aaralan natin. Okay, so, first off, we have our brief forms. Okay, so ano yung mga brief forms? Inuulit ko, yun yung mga words na merong sariling stroke or may mga pinaiksi na strokes. Okay, so, here's another set of brief forms. And as usual, wala tayong ibang paraan kung paano ito ma-master, kundi ang ikabesa at ang i-familiarize ang ating sarili kung paano siya isulat. Okay? Through practice. So first, we have company. So yung ating company is represented by the strokes of letter K and P. Ulitin natin. K and P. Company. Now work. We have parang si work lang siya. R and K. R and K. Ulitin natin. R and K. Work. Next, every. We have EV. State. We have ST. State, we have ST. Pangit. ST. Okay, next, communicate. We have our stroke for com and then Kate. Ulit. Kate. Kate, yung communicate. Next, soon. We have SN. Soon. Next, recommend. We have rec. Direct. We have DRK. Okay, so these are what we call brief forms. Ito yung ating mga brief forms. Ito yung set ng ating brief forms for this lesson. Okay, so company, CP or KP. Work is RK. Every is EV. State is ST. Communicate is comcate. Kate. Soon, SN. Recommend, rec, REK. And then direct, we have DRK. Okay, so ayan. Now let's move on to our brief form derivatives. So medyo mahaba-haba ito, marami-rami yung ating brief form derivatives. Ayan. So companies. Now we said a while ago that companies is represented by KP, right? So, kapag ka-companies with S, DS na lang din ang i-add mo doon. So, KPS. Companies. Next, a company. A company. Worker. Erase muna natin to para hindi nakakalito. Okay, so we have worker. Work, and then ker. Parang mustache. Ulit. Work, and then ker. Worker. Everywhere. So we have ev, and then yung ating where na AR. So brief form din po ang where, right? It's AR. So ulitin natin, we have every na EV, and then we have our where, which is represented by the A and R. So that's everywhere. Now, whenever. When is represented by EN. And then ever is represented by EV. So, ang stroke natin ng whenever is ENEV. Now, next, stated. State, and then we have your TED. Diba? Maalala ninyo, meron tayong mga TED words. So, we have ST for state, and then yung ating TED. So, instead of dire-diretso na TED, para mahalata na merong TED doon, ang gagawin natin, we're gonna use the what we call jog. Ayan. Ang pangit. Yan. So, ulitin natin. We have state, and then the TED. Okay? Now, next, communicate. So, we have the communicate. Communicate, I'm sorry. Communicate, we have communicate. Now, when you say communication, you add shon. So, that's communication. Next, communication. Communications. S. Nakuha po ba? Oops. So, communication, we have communication. Communications. Communications. Communicated. Dito tayo sa gilid. Oops, I'm sorry. Tayo sa gilid. Communicated. Remember the TED, dit? Okay, next, sooner. Sooner. Recommend. Recommends. Yung recommend, and then kapag ka sinabi mong recommends, lagyan mo ng S yung rec. Next, recommended. Recommended. Ulitin natin. Recommended. So, hindi siya yung TED, dit, ha, D lang ito na regular. Kasi nga, di ba, yung recommend natin, meron na siyang D doon. Kasali na sa rec, yung recommend. So, lagyan na lang ng D para recommended. Okay, next, recommendation. So, we have recommend again. Recommend, and then, shown. We have shown. Ulit. Shown. Yan. And then, recommendations. Recommendations. Yung ating shown ay nawawala. We have recommendations. Directed. Direct, and then we have TED. Next, director. We have direct, and then Okay, so director. Next, directly. Direction. Ulit, direct, and then shown. Ulit natin, direction. So, recommendations. Okay, so our strokes are correct. So, these are your strokes for our brief form derivatives. Ayan, check it off. Next, we're going to have so, yung ating mga brief form derivatives, we have our next one, another set of special phrases na tinatawag. Ano yung mga special phrases natin? Ito. So, to us, pag sinabing special phrases, hindi na naman ulit siya yung, di ba, meron tayong mga, dun sa fundamentals yata yun, meron tayong mga special phrases. Or was it the last time? Anyway, ayan, kapag ka sinabi mong special phrases, special sila. They are not treated as regular. Special kasi. Hindi, pero ayan, sige, let's do this. Tignan natin kung bakit sila tinatawag na special. So, to us, to us. So, ano yung special dyan? Kapag ka gagawin mo yung to us as a regular, magiging to, and then, us. Pero since it's a special phrase, ang mangyayari na eliminate yung isang a to make it to as. Okay? So next, of course. Of course is represented by just UK. UK. Ala, nag-ano na naman tong aking ballpen. UK. There. Next, as soon as. As soon as. As. So, ulitin natin. We have as soon as. Okay, so A, S, N, A, S lamang. Next, as soon as possible. Ito yung isa sa mga favorite na strokes ng aming instructor dati. As soon as possible. So, A, S, N, S, P. As soon as possible. Next, let us. Let us. Let us. Ulit. Let us. So, L-E and right S. Kasi kapag yung L-E-S, less ito. Less or least. Less or least. Right? Pero kapag yung L mo is, yung S mo is nasa right S, ayan, compared dyan sa left, this is a brief form phrase ng let us. So, next is let me. Ano ginagawa yung let me? It's lemmy. Lemmy. Okay? So, yan yung ating mga special phrases. So, you can just, kung may mga hindi kayo nasundan, just go back. Okay? And then, try transcribing it or writing it down again and again until you can do it well or do it properly. Now, let's move on to our next one. We have, ayan. So, this is going to be the last topic in this video. We have the your and wall words or your and wall sound. So, ano yung your and wall sound? Paano siya ini-stroke? Okay, so, yung your is represented, your is represented by the R, and then yung ating wall is represented by yung L. Okay, so here is our set of words for yung mga words with your. Okay, so procedure, failure, picture, nature, natural, meron pa rin your yun, and then feature. So, ito lang yung mga examples. Kung meron kayong mga alam na mga words na wala dito, as usual, pwede pa rin ninyong i-transcribe or i-try na isulat sa steno and then picturean ninyo tapos send nyo sa akin para i-check natin kung tama. Okay, so how do we transcribe procedure? How do we write procedure in strokes? Okay, so we have PR, excuse me, U or O, and then S, E, D, R. So, this R here stands for your, yung sound ni your. Okay, next, failure. F-A-L-R, failure. Next, picture. We have P-K-T-R, picture. Nature, masyadong mahaba. N-A-T-R, nature. Natural, N-A-T-U-R, N-A-T-R-L, natural, so N-A-T-R-L, natural. Ito yung R na yan, ang ating your. Okay, so natural. Next, feature. F-E-T-R, feature. Ulitin natin. We have F, E, F, E, T, R. Feature. Okay, so those are our your words. Now, let's move on to our UWAL. UWAL words naman, and UWAL is represented by the stroke of letter L. So, ayan. We have annual, annually. Okay, so let's just stroke it out. Stroke it out. A-N, annual. A-N-L. Annual. A-N and then L. So, itong L natin na to, this stroke stands for yung ating sound for wal. So, we have annually. An, wal, and then li. Actual. Actual. Actually. Actual, and then yung stroke natin for li. Factual. F-A-K, tual, T-L. Next, we have equal. So, equal. Wala kayong Q. Ang nandun is yung K. Ik. And then yung ating wal. So, we have ik. And then yung ating wal. Gradual. G-R-A-D. And then wal. Gradually. G-R-A-D-L and li. Contractual. Con and then tract. Tual. Okay, so equal. Ay, meron na tayong equals dun sa taas. Pero anyway, ulitin natin. Ayan. Okay, so yan yung mga annual words. Wal words. Wal words. Uwal. Okay, na words. And uwal is represented by our stroke for letter L. So, lastly, wala na dito. Pero meron pa tayong isang, yung mga tinatawag nilang special ulit na mga words, 'di ba? Sabi natin, yung wal and yung your, R tsaka L lang. Pero yung mga, ang sabi dyan sa inyong module, after a downward stroke, the UU is written. So, ano yung ibig sabihin ng downward stroke? Ano yung examples natin ng downward stroke? Yung ating SH, CH, and J. And then, meron din tayong mga strokes na for Sean. Ayan. Yung Sean, yung ganyan. Okay? So, yung mga downward strokes natin is SH, CH, and J. Kung itong mga to ang sinusundan ng ating your, kailangan mong isulat yung UU. For example, yung pleasure. Pleasure. Itong sh dito is a downward hook. Ay, downward stroke. So, we have P-L-E and then, excuse me, yung ating C-A-S-H na sh, and then yung ating your. Ganyan. So, you have to write the U. Kung yung sinusundan ng ating your is a downward stroke. Another example is pressure. So, P-R-E-S-H-R. Visual. So, visual. So, we have V. We have V-E-S-H and then U-L. Okay, so yun yung rule. Kung yung your and wal natin is after a downward stroke, kailangan mong isulat. Kailangan mong isulat yung U, yung UU. Okay? So, ayan. And then, dun sa activity naman ninyo, unlike dun sa first two ninyong lessons, merong dictation doon, di ba? Pero dito sa activity ninyo ng week 3, wala kayong dictation. So, all you have to do is to transcribe yung ating mga letters dyan to shorthand. Okay? And then, of course, submit the paper dun sa school. And if ever na may mga questions kayo, please feel free to message me or to ask me through Messenger. And kung kailangan talaga ninyo ng one-on-one na discussion, pwede naman kayong pumunta ng school. Okay? Basta i-contact muna ninyo ako before you're going para sigurado na nandun ako before kayo pumunta. Okay, so that's all everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you've been writing throughout this lesson. See you in our next video. God bless and goodbye.